Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for installment of Scott Selections here for Sunday, July 31st. For again, today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We had a loss in baseball with the Orioles on the money line at -101 on Bet Online. Looked good for the first inning as Baltimore jumped out to a 2-0 lead and then did nothing for the rest of the game as they ended up getting outscored 8-0 in the final 8 innings, and they lost 8-2. So picked up a loss there. Look for a bounce-back winner here on Sunday. But for today's play of the day, we're going to pivot. We're going to go back to the WNBA, looking at a matchup taking place at around 3 p.m. between the Aces and the Fever. And for this matchup, the Aces are laying a huge number. They are laying 16 on the road. And believe it or not, we're going to take it. We're going to take the Aces -16 at -110 on Bet Online. Time recording of 1:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, before some of you might comment in the comment section about how it's crazy to take a spread that big in the WNBA, just hear me out first, because there are a couple of reasons why I do like the Aces to win this game in blowout fashion. The first reason, Indiana is probably, or arguably, the worst team in the history of the league. The Fever are 5-26 straight up. They are 3-13 at home. And on top of that, they've lost 13 games in a row. Now, the Aces, on the other hand, are one of the best teams in the league. And if you look at the head-to-head meetings, the Aces have dominated, as they should. Looking at the last meeting, which was a couple of days ago, the Aces won that one by 21. And the first meeting, the Aces were leading by 20-plus after the third quarter and then took their foot off the gas, and Indiana lost by 13. But the point is, the Aces, when they've actually tried, have blown this team out twice this season, and I do think that should happen once again in the third meeting. And especially if you want to look at the overall differences in stats, these teams are not even close to each other. Vegas ranks number 1 in the league in offensive efficiency, while Indiana ranks dead last. And Vegas also ranks 6th in the league in defense, while Indiana ranks dead last. But the main reason why I do think Vegas should blow out the Fever in this matchup is because of the fact that Indiana's best player, Kelsey Mitchell, who's averaging 18.4 points per game and 4.2 assists per game, suffered a foot injury in the last game and is now out for the season. So far this season, she's missed 0 games, and Indiana was 5-26 with her. And now she's not playing. So somehow the worst team, arguably in league history, got even worse. And if I had to draw a comparison, this is kind of like seeing the Warriors against the tanking Trailblazers from this past season, where Portland was sending out a bunch of G League players and they got blown out by 40 points every game. But 16 might be intimidating at first glance. But Vegas, even when Indiana's been healthy, Vegas has looked dominant, and now Indiana's missing its best player. This game should get really ugly, and I do think that if Vegas just doesn't completely punt the fourth quarter, Vegas could win this game by 30. I think this game could become one of the bigger blowouts of the season. But if you're going to give me an opportunity to back one of the best teams in the league, that's motivated, by the way, because the Aces are still competing with Chicago for the best record in the league, which would result in the 1 seed in the playoffs, against an Indiana team that's lost 13 in a row and that's missing now its best player for the rest of the season. I think the Aces should dominate here. I think 16 is not going to stand, actually. I think it'll probably close closer to 17 or 18. The last meeting a couple of days ago, Vegas was favored by 14, and now Mitchell's out. There's no way Mitchell's only worth 2 points. She has to be worth at least 4 or 5 for this Indiana team, especially when you look at the guards who are going to be replacing her. I think Vegas wins this game in a rout, so I'm going to take the intimidating spread head on, and I expect the Aces to win this game by at least 20 points. Play that once again here for Sunday, July 31st, is going to be on the Aces -16 at -110 on Bet Online. Bye, everyone.